Welcome back to the bait shop, guys. Today we're going to make our copper jig. Today we're starting with a 1/2 ounce 4/0 jig that we've already poured and painted. We'll go ahead and get that locked in the vise. And today for the copper jig, we're going to need 2 tabs of the pumpkin speckle. I had some technical difficulties earlier and ended up losing a video on this. And so what I had done was, some of these tabs will come with the strands attached in a weird way. And I'll go through and I'll pull them side to side. If that doesn't work, then I'll pull them strand by strand and separate the strands. We've already done that though. So we're going to go ahead and get into this lure build. And we're not using our black today. We are using something I showed in a previous video. It is our 140 denier brown or coffee thread. It is flat waxed. This is the stuff that I started out using it, but I no longer do. I prefer to use the cotton thread instead of nylon thread anymore, but I've still got it on hand. I've got to use it up, so we're going to use it today. And it is a bit thinner. It is a bit narrower, so you do end up putting on a few more wraps with this than you do cotton thread. No big deal. I don't know if you guys have noticed in my videos, a lot of them I see this spinning. So what I'll do is now I'll try to put it down here where it won't spin, because my ADHD brain pays more attention to this than what's going on in the video when I'm trying to edit these videos. So with our copper jig, we're just using, again, 2 strands of the pumpkin speckle. And we are going to lay it right here across this jig. And put a couple of wraps on it and spread it out. Get it where you want that. And then, you guys see me do this a lot. I spin in the direction where it adds another wrap to the jig instead of unwrapping a 1/2 wrap. I don't want it to come unraveled. If you've got a rotary vise, all you have to do is roll it. I don't, so I end up having to make sure that I'm doing it in the correct direction. So we're going to lay our second tab on here, go a couple times around, pull that back down, and verify everything's good. Take our hair clip. Now, like I said before, get a couple of strands in, couple of strands out, like you would putting them in hair, and then start wrapping. Get that collar filled out with the thread. And you can wrap as many times as you feel is necessary. I like to put a pretty thick wrap on there and then do my whips to finish this off. There's one set, set 2, and set 3. And with this 140 denier thread, you do have to be a little bit more careful than you do with the cotton thread, as it will break a little easier. It is a thinner thread as it is made, but still works fine as I'm demonstrating. I just prefer my cotton thread now. Then we'll go back to our brushable glue. And nylon doesn't soak up as much as cotton does for this, but it will still soak into the threads, seep around the threads, so you can still be very generous with how much you put on. You just don't have to put as much on as you would with cotton threads. Then our spray. And for our copper jig today, instead of our black and green pumpkin and all that we've been using, we're going today with a brown weed guard. It does show a little bit more in these, but whoops, we got to clip these before we start our weed guard. Getting ahead of myself here. Go ahead and each tab snip the strands where they're cleared up. And because you want to clip as close to the end of that tab as possible, some of the strands may still be attached to each other. Give them a light pull and they separate fairly easily. But now we've got our copper jig. We're going to go ahead and put in the weed guard. So we need our gel glue for that. A very small amount. Again, it does not take much gel glue to get the job done. Right into the weed guard hole. And here's our finished product. We have a 1/2 ounce copper jig. It will be in the bundle on the Etsy store. It will be in the bundle on the Etsy store, Fat Boy Jigs, where we make not so boring baits. This one, again, is the copper jig. There will be singles available. There will only be one bundle, though. It will be a bundle of 7 lures, what we make throughout the week on video. And then there will be, and it will be a reduced price by $5. You get 1 free jig in it. Shipping will still be the $5 flat rate. That's nothing that's ever going to change. My shipping will always be $5 no matter how many lures you buy. You buy 1 jig, you buy 100 jigs. It's $5 for shipping. But that's it for this video today, guys. I hope you learned something with our new jig color here. And as always, try not to be boring.